Hi, I'm Steve with Foiling Magazine here with Sylvain, and we just got off the water on the new Takuma E-foil. This is the first introduction of it in the United States, is that correct?
It is.
First time on land here, right?
Yeah, very much. 5 days ago we did it. So.
Yeah, and you just took me out for my first go on it. It's extraordinary fun. It's amazing. Like all the possibilities are so extraordinary, but you do a much better job explaining it than I do. So can you just give us the basics of where this idea came from and what you wanted to do?
So basically the Ito is a self-control watercraft to tow yourself anywhere you want. So you saw it yourself, so we just did it with the foil. So you can use it with different kind of boards.
And my 110 kilos, yeah, it pulled me out of the water, no problem. Like there was plenty of power, so. Yeah.
And 10 gears, and to start you were at the 5th and you reduce to the 4th.
That's right.
So I would go like with the 4th and go to the 3rd. And then after you just, you can just go way too fast.
I mean, I didn't really want to go much faster than the 5th gear, you know? So.
When in terms of speed, 45 kilometers an hour. So we just said like 30 miles, right? Well, it's basically way too much. The idea was to be able to create a best friend.
Right, yeah.
So you just go by yourself and you can ride waves, you can ride on flat water. We created it since Takuma, we are a foil company, so we created it for foiling. But then after all the other applications came, surfing, wakeboarding, you can pull kids around. We had some gentlemen at the Fort Lauderdale boat show now, last week. They're like, okay, I've got a diving center. And then I've got some people, they want to go dive on their own. Then you put a sled behind it and then you can pull yourself, put your blocks on it. Everything langoust and fish that you bring back, you can use it in a marina. If you are the captain of a marina, let's say that you have a yacht coming or a boat coming and you are busy with something else, you send the Ito away. You can use it for lifeguards. There is so many applications.
And so some of the fascinating things to me were that I couldn't believe that you could actually pump in front of it and then it will come follow you, essentially. It'll come with you.
This is a good point. And one of the first questions people ask us is, does it follow me when I just let go the rope? So let's say you are in the waves and then you get out, you're gonna go left, it turns right, boom, I turn around, I let go the rope, and then people are, okay, does it follow me? Or if I crash in the waves, does it come to me? The very first one were like that, but at the end of the day,
you don't want it in the surf.
You don't want it. You don't want it to come by itself. Imagine that's a swimmer. So the rider is responsible to his craft. It is radio communication watercraft and you need to be responsible of it. So what happens, as we saw, is very similar remote control than the one we use for our e-foils with a trigger. And here, instead of having a dial, you have a joystick. So press on the trigger and then gear 1, 2, 3, bam, 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 all the way. And then I would like you to explain me actually how does it rides when you go behind, when you go left.
So it's pretty fascinating actually because at first, like you can steer it with the controller because it basically just shuts one of the jets down out of the back essentially. And so you can steer with the controller, but really I kind of learned pretty quickly that it's almost easier to set yourself up just by pulling on the rope a little bit. And this is ultimately the way you steer when you carve outside the wake this way. It turns the boat. I don't even know what we call it. The Ito.
The Ito.
Your best friend. It turns your best friend to the right, and then you to correct that you just foil to the other side.
That's right.
And then it'll start correcting the other way. So it's almost like pulling on it a little bit, or using your body weight is almost like more natural after than actually turning with the.
Way more because like it's a double jet engine. So that's one thing. Since we developed the jet engines for our e-foils like a year and a half ago now. So we have a double jet engine and people say, do they steer? Like, can you move them around? No, not at all. It's exactly as you say. The Ito is at front, I'm in the back. I go left, it goes right. I go right, it goes left. So I work with the balance of it. And let's say, like it happened to me one of the morning here, like was 7 in the morning, sunrise, beautiful water, no one on the water. And I was just cruising around and yeah, well, guess what? We're in Florida, coconuts floating on the water, and I turned and I didn't see this coconut. I wanted to avoid it, so I just steered it one. Oh, nice. So
it just does a quick move though.
It does a quick move, and then you can, or if you're in the waves, it will help you if you're a bit late to catch a swell or something like that.
Okay, cool. And so you mentioned the waves, so I bet you that Foiling Magazine readers, you know, these are hardcore foilers. I mean, yes. They want to know, okay, is it for real in the waves? I mean, Does it really work, or is it a gimmick? Like, have you taken it in the surf?
I don't know if you can see.
I can see you
actually,
right?
right?
Yeah. And we're in Fort Lauderdale, so there's no reason. It's not cold out.
No,
yet.
man, but it's insane. Really, it's such a game changer for our sport. And what happens? There's different way you can look at it. It's or I go tow myself, I turn, and I'm skilled enough or alert enough. You have to remember, when you ride your wave, you need to remember that there is this guy to take care of as well.
Yeah.
So, or I'm able to just keep the couple of gears and he will follow me behind the swell. Then it's fine, I can control it. Or, you know what? Let it be. You catch the swell, you're out of the peak, and you can stay there, and then you bring it back, driving it when you get out. So there is like, everyone can can use it the way they feel. And well, you know what, guys? Like, it's still a machine where there's surfers, a lot of people.
Of course,
Let's
yeah.
leave people right and on their own.
So you did bring up though that you are in control of this device and this device. So you're like, Steve, let go, start pumping, and I kind of screwed up both of them because I'm worried about this and I'm worried about pumping, and so you do have to think about your equipment, both pieces of equipment. And what I did was fail at both, trying to think about both at the same time.
Actually, the third try that you did was pretty good.
Okay, thank you.
So hopefully
Okay.
we got good shooting of it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks. Any final thoughts for Foiling Magazine readers on this?
The very first available products will be end of December. And let's have some fun and ride some swell.
Well, thank you, man. Thanks for the introduction. It was really fantastic. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks for coming.
Great. Yep.
Cheers.